Bless you. Alright, today we're going to talk about how can I use central angles to determine arc lengths. How can I use central angles to determine arc lengths? We're on page 706. And we're going to talk about define a central angle. A central angle of a circle is an angle with its vertex on the center of a circle. Alright, a central angle. It's an angle with its vertex on the center of a circle. So if you've got a circle and it's got a center, and then if you have an angle in this circle, this would be called a central angle. Alright, so you can have more than one. Alright, right here you got angle 1, you got angle 2, and you got angle 3. Three central angles. All of those angles have a vertex on the center of the circle. And the sum of the central angles of a circle is 360 degrees. Angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. Angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 in this case has to equal 360 degrees. Alright, and then there's some practice problems there in example 1 where you are given some central angles and maybe this angle right here is 120 degrees and this angle has this symbol on it, and you're asked to solve for x. So in this case, if you take 360 degrees and you subtract the 120 that you're given, and then you subtract the 90 that you're given, whatever's left will be the measure of angle x over here. And that's 150 degrees. Any questions there? The central angles of a circle must sum 360. Central angles of a circle must sum 360. Alright, down there on the bottom of the page, an arc. Is a portion of the circle defined by two endpoints. So an arc is a portion of a circle defined by endpoints. So if you've got a circle and on that circle this red portion this portion right here called an arc. It's a portion of the circle with endpoints A and B. And then over on the top of page 707 you get a little bit more information about arc measures. Okay, this arc would be called arc. Here's what it's named, or the symbol is just arc AB. Now, arc AB was a result of this central angle ACB. And if this central angle ACB is X degrees in measure, then the way that this works is that the measure of the measure of arc AB is going to be equal to whatever the measure of this angle X is. So an arc measure is equal to the measure of its central angle. An arc measure is equal to the measure of its central angle. So when you get a picture like this, and you've got arc AB again, and if you're given this dimension as 100 degrees, then the measure, the measure of arc AB is equal to 100 degrees. The measure of this arc right here, the measure of this arc is the same as this angle measure. And there's a couple more things you got to get written down that are really important. And it's up on the top of page 707 where it says a minor arc. A minor arc is the shortest arc connecting two endpoints. A minor arc is the shortest. It's the shortest arc connecting two endpoints. When you're looking at this diagram, an arc AB, or you're asked to find the measure of arc AB, when you're just given two endpoints, that means you start at A and you go directly to B. Shortest route possible. If there was a third point over here, point D, and someone wanted you to find the measure of arc ADB, the measure of arc ADB, look at the difference in the two descriptions. Arc AB starts at A, it goes directly to B. Arc ADB would go this direction. It would start at A and it would go around this direction through D, and then it would end at B. And that's called a major arc. You got a minor arc, less than 180. You got a major arc that's greater than 180. So if you're given an arc description and it's got 3 points in it, that's going to be a major arc, and it's going to be going starting at A through D and ending at B. And in this case, the measure of arc ADB, if these two central angles have to sum 360, then the measure of arc ADB would be equal to 260 degrees. Alright, so example 2, some practice problems there. We've got this circle. G to J is the diameter of circle K. Identify each arc as major, minor, semicircle. Alright, so the measure of arc GH. The measure of arc GH, that's this arc right here. The yellow one. The measure of arc GH, that's going to be congruent to its central angle, which is 122 degrees. The measure of arc GLH. Alright, so look at the difference in the description. Starting at G, going through L, and ending at H. That's a major arc. The measure of GLH is going to be equal to 360 minus the 122, the yellow arc. So 360 minus 122. And that's 238 degrees. The measure of arc GLJ. Alright, GLJ starts at G, going through L, ending up at J over here. Alright, Yes, exactly. That G to J goes through the center of the circle, so it's a diameter. So this arc, GLJ, that's 180 degrees. Any questions on any of that so far? Alright, so let me give you some practice problems to do today. And your practice for today is going to be on page 710. Page 710, problems 1 through 6. And then 12 through 21. 1 through 6 and 12 through 21. Make sure you have that complete before you get to class tomorrow. Go ahead and do 63 through 63 and 64 as well.